You are an occupational therapist who has incredible skills, right? You know you can help people and you want to get away from the very restrictive world of insurance companies and build your OT private pay practice to give you, more treatment freedom, more time freedom, and more money freedom. But how do you build a client base for your private pay practice? How do you fill your calendar with clients who are happy to pay for your services? So stick around because that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. How to build a client base for your private pay OT practice. I'm Doug Vestal, and I am the founder of Freedom of Practice, which helps OTs just like you gain more treatment freedom, more time freedom, and money freedom by starting thriving private pay OT practices. My wife and I, we started our own OT private pay practice in New York City in 2014, and I make these videos really based on that experience to help you avoid some of those same mistakes that we made. All right, let's jump right into how to attract clients for your OT private pay practice. And here's the thing, I find that many times it is easy to overcomplicate the business side of an OT private pay practice. It is easy to get overwhelmed thinking that, it's going to be super hard to attract clients and that you need to be doing 1,001 different things to attract clients who are willing to pay out of pocket. But look, that's just not true. And in fact, just focusing on a few key things and ignoring everything else is going to give you the vast majority of your results. If you want to attract clients to your OT private pay practice, then you really have to get super clear on who you help, what service you provide them, and why it's important to them. Now, you may have heard this as being your niche, right? And in all honesty, when we started thinking about opening our own OT private pay practice, this idea of picking a niche, it just seemed overhyped, right? It seemed like a made-up marketing term that you could just skip. But really, a niche is just getting super clear on exactly who you help, what you help them with, and why that service would be important to your client. And doing that allows you to connect with your potential clients in a way that resonates with them by putting what you do in context of what it means for your clients' lives. The average American watches 7 hours of media a day through social media and TV. And the average person sees over 362 ads each day, but registers only 3% of them. Now, what this means is that we are all ignoring a whopping 97%. And you probably heard Microsoft did a study that showed the average attention span is only 8 seconds. So why does this matter for you and your OT practice? Because just like you, your clients are super busy and overloaded with information. This means that if you're vague about what your OT practice does, how it does it, and why it's important to your client, then you're going to be part of that 97% that gets ignored. And that's no good for your OT private pay practice, right? Getting super specific means that you can craft a message about your practice that's going to make you stand out. It makes you unique. It makes you memorable. And it creates a desire in the mind of your OT clients. If you are vague, then you're going to get vague results. There's a great saying that says, what happens in vagueness stays in vagueness. And this clarity becomes the strong foundation on which you are going to start to build your caseload. All right, so let's say you get super clear on who your OT private pay practice serves, what it is that you do for them, and why it's important to your clients. What do you do next? Look, I'm not going to give you, a list of 15 different things that we all know is impossible to actually do and achieve. In fact, I'm not even going to tell you to do 10 things or 5 things or even 3 things. I just want you to focus on 2 things. The first is, how are you showing up in your community? The second is giving value to prospective clients before they ever even book with you. You've probably heard about the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. And it basically says that 80% of your results will come from 20% of your effort. And if you apply the Pareto principle to itself, you get that 64% of your results will come just from 4% of your efforts. So as an occupational therapist looking to build your caseload of clients, I want you to apply this 80-20 principle or the 64-4 principle to what you're doing. And that means really focusing your effort on just these two things: how you're showing up in your community and the value you're giving to prospective clients before they ever even book with you. If you really intensely focus on those two activities, you can attract your OT clients faster, operate your practice with a lot less overwhelm, and start to build a practice that works for your life. As an OT private pay practice owner, what does focusing on how you show up in your community actually mean? Let's get into that. So first, it means recognizing that you are indeed a valuable member of your community and that relationships in your community is the best way to grow your practice. But many people overlook this. They get obsessed with posting to IG all day or to TikTok or scrolling Facebook. Or if they aren't posting, then they're guilty of consuming a lot of social media content themselves. Various studies have shown that the average adult spends more than 2 hours a day on social media. And trying to find your OT private pay clients on social media, that's like going into the middle of the ocean with a cheap fishing rod, a little bit of bread on a hook, and dropping it off the side of the boat. You just aren't going to get the results you want for your OT private pay practice. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't do, any social media as part of your efforts, but it shouldn't be your primary focus, and it shouldn't distract you from something that is much more powerful and impactful to your practice. Instead, focus on building real life, in the flesh, face-to-face relationships in your community. Your real life face-to-face relationships for building your OT private pay practice should have 3 components. Number 1, robust outreach to potential and existing referral relationships. Your perfect clients are already interacting with other practitioners in your area. Go build strong relationships with the exact people already interacting with your future clients. Imagine you get in with a line doctor or a teacher or another practitioner who is already interacting with 20 or 30 of your ideal clients each and every day. Now, imagine if you have 3 of those relationships in place. All of a sudden, you'll have more referrals coming in than you can handle. This is much better than randomly posting on social media and hoping to reach clients. Don't hope to reach clients. Go where your OT clients already are. Do a time study of your week. How much time last week did you spend interacting with potential or existing referral relationships? What can you remove from your schedule to prioritize reaching out to them and fostering and nurturing a relationship? I have an entire video on how to build strong referral relationships, and I'll link to that video below. Part of establishing your OT private pay practice in your community has to be offering community workshops. Community workshops are the perfect way to get directly in front of your ideal clients and be seen as an authority in your subject, but also help them directly with a problem they're facing and give them value before they ever even book with you. You should be looking to do at least 2 workshops a month until you find yourself so busy that you don't think you can continue doing them. We offer community workshops regularly in New York City, and I have to say it was one of the number 1 ways that we got new OT clients. Offering community workshops for your OT private pay practice not only gets you known within the community itself, which is important, but it also deepens the relationships you have with the business owner whose space you're using for the workshop. So offer your OT private pay practice community workshops in spaces that are aligned to your business. So for us, working with the pre and postnatal population, we offered workshops at prenatal yoga centers, at doula collectives, at OBGYN offices. Not only did we attract our ideal clients, but we were partnering and furthering that relationship with a potential referral source. And it was done in such a, very natural and mutually beneficial way. Being seen as a leader in your OT private pay practice is one great way to build your caseload. And the easiest way to do this is to start a group that meets regularly. And the people you're going to invite to this group are aligned practitioners, people already interacting with your ideal clients. And the purpose of this group is to meet monthly as professionals to discuss topics that are relevant to all of you. It's kind of like a study group, if you like. In New York City, we had a monthly pelvic health study group. We started and we invited other OTs, PTs, doulas, yoga instructors, fitness instructors, and the entire purpose was to connect around client case studies, host speakers for continuing education topics, and build a community as practitioners because we were all interacting with similar clients. Starting a group as an OT private pay practice owner gives you a natural reason to interact with those aligned practitioners. It positions you as a leader in the OT space you are in, right? And it allows you to help other practitioners, such that they're going to be more likely to refer clients to you because you've established that relationship with them. Everybody craves community. Create one, right? Create that with other aligned practitioners in your area, and you will see your bookings actually soar. Second thing I want you to focus on is the value you provide to prospective clients before they ever even book with you. Helping your potential OT client solve a problem that's important to them before they ever book with you is a long-term winning strategy to filling your private pay practice. And the best way to market your practice is by being helpful. Give value. Get them a small micro result that allows them to get to know you better. It can be risky for your clients to jump right in and book right away. They may be concerned about the cost. They may be concerned about whether or not, you're the right person to actually help them. But when you get them a result ahead of time, those fears are assuaged. And now they're much more likely to book with you. Get your prospective OT clients results ahead of time by, also focusing on the community workshops. Get your prospective OT clients results ahead of time by making educational videos on common problems that you see and things that they could actually try at home. Those videos should go up on your website. And you can then splice those videos up for use on your social media. Get your prospective OT clients results ahead of time by also creating an educational marketing piece of material. Things like an ebook, a report, or an exclusive training. Create that once and put it on your website as a download where they have to opt in with their email address to receive that information you created. This is great because when they opt in to receive this information, they have that problem, right? They have self-identified. So if you work with new moms and you have a free C-section massage video, then when they raise their hand to receive that, they've had a C-section. Or let's say you work with kids and you have a free 5-part at-home exercises parents can do to improve their kids' handwriting. Guess what? When the parent downloads this, that one of their struggles is on handwriting. And in both of these examples, the power is in that you're helping them with a problem, but also that they self-identify as needing that. And this allows you to get then so much more specific with that person. You're now no longer talking to a stranger. You are now talking to someone who has a problem that you can help with, right? And because they gave you their email address, you can now start to follow up with them. And don't just pitch them to come into your practice right away. Give them even more value because what their problem is that they're facing. You can now get even more specific with your tips and recommendations and insights. And then After that, you can start gently following up with them by asking how they're doing. And you will find that they will reply to you asking how they can book with you. So focus on building your community. Focus on providing value to prospective clients before they ever even book with you. Those are the secrets to filling your OT private pay practice. And if you want a very specialized training on how to build strong referral relationships, then take a look at this video right here.